Welcome to my channel, Every Day with Jackie. Thanks for joining me for today's video, in which I will be shopping my stash for the month of March. If you're new to the channel, I hope you'll stay. Please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell so you'll know each and every time that I upload a video. And if you're returning, it's good to see you as always. If you're interested in seeing what items I will be using for the month of March, you'll have to keep watching. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump on in. I've already pulled products that I will be using for the next 2 weeks of March. So again, as usual, this is not really in any particular order. So I've already pulled some products, so let's just go ahead and get started. So for face moisturizers, you already know, I will be using my L'Oreal Revitalift Sunscreen Moisturizer, and it has a SPF of 25. And this is like, L'Oreal is like my ride or die. So I am using this as a moisturizer for the daytime. And for nighttime, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Revitalift Night Cream. I haven't used this in a bit, so I do want to go ahead and pull this back out and use it with the daytime moisturizer. So for primer, I am going to use, one of the primers I'm using is the Hello Fab, and this is by First Aid Beauty. This is the Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. So this is going to be one of the face primers that I use, along with the one by Too Faced. And it's the Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. So I do want to continue to get some use out of this one. So I'll be using this as well. This is going to be on the days where it's a little cold outside and I want to make sure I have enough moisture. And this one is just a good moisturizing primer. I have really enjoyed this on the times that I did have it in my shop, my stash. So I can't wait. It's starting to get warm and then cold again. But during the warmer months, I'm anxious to see how this wears. But so far, I am enjoying it. So for my eyelids, I am going to use this Fenty Beauty, and it's called the Pro Filt'r Amplifying Eye Primer. Now this is a new find for me. I just purchased this, so I do want to continue to use it and see how it wears and if I am a fan of it. So I am going to incorporate this for the next 2 weeks in my shop, my stash. And I'm also going to be using my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And this is the anti-aging formula. This was in my shop, my stash for last month, but I found that I didn't really get a lot of use out of it. I didn't use it that often, so I want to put it back in again. And for my pores, I am going to use this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I'm sorry, I'm looking elsewhere. I thought I saw someone in my backyard. So I am going to use this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And I'm also using this Revolution Pore Blur. And this is a Blur and Prime Primer. And I have really been enjoying this. I think I have a new love in this. I like it a lot. For my under eyes, as in my eye cream, I am going to use this Context. It's a vitamin C all day eye cream. So I'm pulling this back out to continue to get some use out of this one. For my foundations, I don't really know what happened for the last 2 weeks. I know I wore foundation, but I just don't feel like I got much use out of these. So I'm keeping them in, and this is going to be my Maybelline Super Stay foundation, and this is it. I'm in the shade 356 Warm Coconut. I do want to keep this in again because as I'm mentioned in my last Shop My Stash, I'm making headway in these foundations. They're getting pretty low, and I am trying my best to use them up. So I am going to keep this in, as well as this Revlon Color Stay in the shade 410 Cappuccino. I'm making a lot of headway. You can see right here through the bottle. I'm making a lot of headway on these. I just feel like I didn't use it that much. I'm right to here in this one. I can see it through the bottle right here. I'm almost there. So I do want to continue to use this. Let me see if I can see anything in this. This has been laying down, so I don't really see. I don't know where I am in this one. But I know last time it was showing little marks. So anyway, I'm getting low on this one too. So I do want to keep both of those foundations. And even my little sample of the Bite Beauty. I know I used it a few times, but honestly, I still have a lot in here. I don't know what happened the last 2 weeks. I honestly don't know. But I am keeping this in my Shop My Stash. I'm just looking around to see if I still have the container that it came in. I think this is, I'm not even going to guess. I'll leave what shade this is in my description box. But I do want to wear this again for the next 2 weeks. Well, I don't know if I have enough for 2 weeks, but I'm just going to make an attempt to empty this sample in the next 2 weeks. Now for my setting powder under eye, I am going to incorporate my Laura Mercier, and this is just the translucent loose setting powder. So I do want to use this just to set my under eyes, and I have something new on deck, and this is my Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder. This is new to me, so I do want to use it and form an opinion about it. And this is in the shade, excuse me. This is in the shade Banana. So again, this is new. I used it in my previous video for Black History, where I used all Black owned beauty products. So I picked this up. So I do want to continue to use this. As far as my concealers, I have a new concealer as well, and this is by Oma Beauty. And I do want to use this. And this is the shade Brown Sugar T2. And so far I am liking this. Well, I've only used it once, and that was, again, that was in the video that I just did, but I will swatch it again. So I've been waiting to put this back up so I could use it. Again, this is T2 Brown Sugar. And I'm also going to be using my Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. And this is by Laura Mercier. So this is coming back out. So both of these concealers. Let's jump to mascara. Again, this is a new mascara for me. And this is the Fenty Beauty. And this, I don't have the package. I forgot what the name of this was called. Oh, it's called Full Frontal. And this is the Fenty Beauty Mascara. And again, I purchased this because I really was not in the market for any mascaras. But because I didn't have a Black owned mascara, I went ahead and picked this up. Used it once, so I do want to be able to continue to use this so I can form an opinion about it. So this is the flat side, and this is the more fluffy side. So I'm anxious to test this out some more. And I am pulling back out my Wander Beauty Mile High Club mascara. So I will be using this for the month of March as well. For eyebrow pencils, I'm going to continue to use this Revolution eyebrow pencil. I have really been loving this. It comes with a spoolie on one side and then the pencil on the other, and you just turn it and it comes up. I have been loving this so much. So this is going in my Shop My Stash, or it's going to stay in. And I'm also going to have my Rimmel London eyebrow pencil, and this is in the shade Black Brown. And I believe so is the Makeup Revolution one. It just doesn't say, so I can't remember, but I think when I purchased it, the package said Black Brown. So this is my Rimmel London, all taped up for the lid, so the lid will stop falling off. But I'm using this. Also, in conjunction with the Context Eye Cream, I am also incorporating my little Renewing Eye Lifting Serum for underneath my eyes too. So I will be using this as well as the Context Eye Cream. So both of these eye creams and under eye serums will be in my Shop My Stash. Let's see. I'll just jump to the powder for my purse. And I'm taking back out the Milani, and this is in 09 Deep. And this is just the powder that I keep in my purse, just to have something on hand for if I get a little oily. It does come with the mirror. And again, this is by Milani. For my setting sprays, I am going to use the Fix It, the MAC Prep and Prime Fix It, and this is the matte formula. And so I am right here in this. So we will be using this for those days that is warmer, like today's kind of borderline. And I do have another new find, and this is the Cover FX for the days that it's cold, which the last couple of days, except for today, is like I said, today's kind of borderline, but the last few days, it's been cold. So we will be using or trying out for the first time the Cover FX, and this is a dewy finish setting spray. So again, this is what the package looks like, and this is the spray, and just has that little bead in there when you shake it up. So I'm anxious to try this. As usual, I am keeping my Milani pencils in, just on the days that I do want a little color for my waterline. These will stay in. You know, I just keep these on deck just for such an occasion. But when I don't want to use the Milani, I'm just going to use my Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil. And this is in the shade Black Fever, and it says it's 18-hour wear plus waterproof. So now that I've had to replace it because I lost the other one, and almost lost this one again too, but I found it. So this one is also going in my Shop My Stash. What I like about this is because my eyes run constantly, and you know, it just doesn't bleed up underneath the eye. I don't have black all underneath my waterline. So I do like this Essence one, especially because it's waterproof. For my face palettes, I'm also testing out something new. And this is the Cover FX. And this is just called the Perfector Face Palette. And this is the medium deep. And again, this is new to me, so I can't wait to try this out. Now, let's see. It says that this shade here is a blush. So this will be my blush for the next 2 weeks, along with another blush that I have. And this is by Black Radiance. And this is in the shade Brick House. This is a new blush that they have come out with. It's called 8315 Brick House. So I can't wait to try this. And I have swatched it, but I'll swatch it again for you. I think that color is just gorgeous. So we will be using this blush as well as the one in this palette. Very creamy. Oh, this is pretty. Good payoff too. You see where I swatched this one right here? So we'll have 2 blushes on deck. And says that this is a finishing powder. I don't really know how, but that's what it says. I don't think I would use that as a finishing powder. And it's right here. I don't know if you can even see that. Right here. Kind of, I don't know. I mean, you don't know until you try it. So I will try this and see what I think. And that's a finishing powder, it says. It's called Solar. And the blush on here is called Majestic. And we have a highlighter. We actually have two highlighters. So I know for a fact that I'll probably use this highlighter right here. And it's called Heavenly. And this highlighter is called Twilight. So we'll just swatch both of them. This is Twilight right here. It's pretty. And let's swatch Heavenly. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. This is it right here. And on my thumb. Okay, so we also have a contour shade, which is called Shadow. And that's this shade right here. So let's go ahead and swatch this. Oh, this is kind of deep. I just thought it looked kind of light enough to be a bronzer, but it's okay. We'll just go ahead and use that as the contour. And lastly, there's a brightener in here called Sunbeam. I'm not sure what I would use that for, but I'll go ahead and swatch it. Ooh. And this is Sunbeam right here, right there. And I don't know what I would use this for. Oh, well, this would be a pretty inner corner highlight. So I may just use it as that. So again, this is a new face palette for me. So I'm looking forward to being able to use this for the first time. And again, this is by Cover FX. So we will be using this. And we're also going to use it as far as another highlighter. We're also going to use our Becca highlighter, and this is in the shade Chocolate Geode. So I'm pulling this back out for my Shop My Stash. And just in case I have anyone new to the channel that has not seen this highlighter before, it's very pretty. And I'm gonna swatch it. Such a pretty color. It's right here. So pretty. So those are, I'm going to use the highlighter in the Cover FX palette as well as the Becca highlighter. But as far as another face palette, in addition to the Cover FX, I'm pulling out my Black Radiance, and this is the True Complexion Contour Palette. Since I don't have a bronzer in there, I guess I am going to continue to use this as my bronzer. So I'll have 2 highlighters, and maybe I will keep my Morphe Yeah, I think I'll keep my Morphe bronzer, so let me get that. Okay, so for bronzer, again, I'm going to use my Morphe. Don't feel like I've used that much, but I know I did. So this is my Morphe bronzer, and this is in the shade Phenom. And again, I can just swatch that in case you're not familiar with this product. And this blends, you can see it's a bronzer, but it fits my skin tone very nicely. So this is it right here. You can see it just adds a little warmth. So we're going to use this as a bronzer along with the bronzer and my Black Radiance palette. So both of these and the two highlighters, this one and the one in the Cover FX. So as far as face palettes, I do have both of these, and then bronzers and highlighters. Okay, so lastly, let's talk about eyeshadow palettes that I will be using. The first one is a new palette to me, and this is my Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I just picked this palette up during the President's Day sale at Ulta. So you know the palette does come with a mirror, and it has this sheet in here with the color names on it. This is what the palette looks like. And I will go ahead and swatch a few shades, but when I do my Shop My Stash rehash, you will be able to see, I will go ahead and swatch all the shades for you. But for now, we'll just do a few. Let's go ahead in with this shade. And it says that shade is called Panjin. And it says 132 cm. I don't know what those numbers are for, but let's go ahead and swatch it. Very soft, very silky. And this is Panjin. So again, this is what that swatch looks like. And let's go ahead and swatch, let's see, this shade right here. And it's called Mandarin. And it says 123 DC. I don't know what those numbers are. But, oh, very soft. And this is that shade, Mandarin. And we will swatch. I know everybody probably wants to see the yellow, and it's called Sol, S-O-L. So I'll go ahead and swatch. It's very silky. And again, that's called Sol. It's more pigmented than I thought. And we'll do one more. Let's go in with Obeid. This one right here. These feel so smooth, guys. Let's sit right here. So again, this is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I also have the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, but we're going to just focus on this one for the next 2 weeks of March. And again, this is a new palette for me, so I cannot wait to use it. And we're also going to go in with a ColourPop palette. And this is the Rendezvous palette. We're taking it back, yes. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So we'll go ahead, just since we swatched the other palette, we'll do some swatches for this one because I don't think you guys have seen this palette on my channel. So again, this is the Rendezvous palette by ColourPop. And we'll go ahead and swatch this beautiful green. It's not as smooth as this Natasha Denona, that's for sure. This is the green in the palette. And let's swatch, well, let's swatch this one right next to it. Now this does feel a little bit more silky. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And we'll do one more. Let's do one of these mattes. I guess we'll go in with this one. This palette has some good color payoff. So these are the two palettes that I will be playing with for the next 2 weeks for my Shop My Stash. And I think that completes everything, you guys. I think we have every area of my face covered. So these are the products that I am going to be dabbling in for the next 2 weeks with my Shop My Stash. And what I forgot to mention is the face powders, which is the Too Faced Peach Perfect. This is the translucent caramelized peach. So I will be using this to set my foundation, along with the Fenty Beauty powder in nutmeg. So I forgot to mention this, so I am using both of these powders to set my face after I go in with my foundation. These are all the products that I will be using in March for the first 2 weeks. Again, I do my Shop My Stash items for 2 weeks, and then I come back and recap, and then I do another Shop My Stash for the remaining 2 weeks. So these are the items that I'm looking forward to using, especially the eyeshadow palettes. So that completes this video. If you have used or tried any of these products, please let me know below and let me know how they worked out for you. If you like these types of videos, as always, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know below. Please, again, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We'd love to have you here. And when you subscribe, please ring the notification bell so you'll know each and every time that I do upload a video. And also remember, you are always welcomed and wanted here on my channel. And with that said, again, that completes the video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.